Hi there. I just wanted to pop in quickly and answer a question that someone from my Confident Horsemanship community group had posted about losing one stirrup. In her case, it's her right stirrup, and she does say that she has some weakness on that side. And it's very, very common, especially for us more mature riders, to have weaknesses on one side or the other of our bodies. And we end up being crooked without recognizing that we're crooked. So, one of the first things I recommend to my students when this is happening, to them having problem keeping one or both of their stirrups, is to relax the thigh. The front of the thigh should not be pinching in and causing your knee to pinch in to hold you into the saddle. That actually causes your knees to come up and you'll lose your stirrups because, of course, your foot's going to follow your knees up. So relax the front of your thighs. Allow your knees to fall slightly open. You really want your foot to hang rather naturally for your conformation. You know, we often read or are told that your foot should be pointed straight forward, but that comes from more of the military style of riding, which was male back in the day. And men's pelvises and the way the legs come out of the, hi Lisa, the way the men's legs come out of their pelvis or connect into their pelvis is that the leg hangs straighter and the foot points straight ahead. It's different for women. Our pelvises are a different shape. So for many of us, our feet are going to naturally, if you let your leg just drop without your stirrups, just sitting on your saddle, let your legs just drop out of the hip sockets, and you'll see that your feet tend to point outwards for most of us a little bit. And that's how you want your leg to naturally hang on the saddle. So you can start with that, just sitting on your horse and letting your leg just drop right out of your hip joint and let gravity take your foot to the ground, or just imagine that your feet are stepping down evenly in both feet. The feet are just stepping towards the ground. Let your knee drop and feel that you're balanced with even weight on both seat bones. So we'll tend to have a tendency to sit a little bit heavier in one seat bone. Right now, I just shifted. It's going to look like the opposite side, but because the video's reversed. But I've just dropped more weight into my left seat bone than into my right, and you can see, pardon my cat, you can see that what that does to my shoulders. Now I'm going to bring myself back and put my weight even into both seat bones, and you can see that that makes me more square. If I drop more weight into my right seat bone, again, you can see that shifts my weight and makes me a little bit more crooked. So if I'm sitting like that in the saddle and I'm not conscious of it, I'm going to be gripping more with the leg on the side that I'm collapsing into. So in this case, my right seat bone, it may look like the left in the video, but it's my right seat bone. I'm going to grip more with my left leg to try to hang on. And that again is going to bring my knee up and bring my foot out of the stirrup. So you want to find, and you can practice this on a chair, as I'm doing here, on an exercise ball and in the saddle when your horse is standing still, if someone's holding your horse for you, ideally. And just feel that you can move your seat bones around a little bit until you find the spot where it feels really, really even. And you want to be balanced evenly on both seat bones. So if these are the seat bones this way, and then the back of your pubic bone. So we have this little tripod that we're balanced. So you're sitting on that tripod of the two seat bones even. If you're not sure and you've got a mirror available, or someone can take a picture of you from straight on and from straight behind, then you can have a look, because we don't always feel our own crookedness. It'll feel normal if you're used to sitting like this with weight heavier in one seat bone than the other. So find that balance. It takes a little practice of sitting evenly on this tripod and letting your leg again hang right out of the hip socket. Just let the legs drop, let the knees drop, And then pick up your stirrups and try to keep that same feeling where you're balanced over those both seat bones evenly, your knees are dropping to the ground, and even with your foot in the stirrup, that your foot is stepping to the ground. So if you were standing on the ground, how much pressure would there be? So you're not trying to force your heel down, because that's going to jam up your ankle and your knees. So if I lock up and I try and push imagine this is my foot, if I try and push that down and now I'm moving with the horse, you can see how everything in my arm moves as one unit. But if I relax and allow that joint to absorb the horse's movement, now I can move with it and I don't need to grip. It's really the gripping in the inner thigh and that imbalance in the seat bones that causes the knee to come up and then the foot to come up. So if you have any questions about that, you can pop them into the comments and I can answer them. Otherwise, I hope you found this information helpful. And if you're watching the replay, then just type in #replay. And if you have any comments or questions, I will come back and answer them. Thanks, and have a good ride.